good evening, and welcome to Twin Pines Episode 2. My name's Gavin, I'll be the GM for the evening, and let us have our lovely cast introduce themselves and their characters. Let's start with Morningstar.
Howdy, darlings. I am Morningstar, and there goes my heart. This
That was
evening,
fast.
I shall be playing the rough and tumble cowboy, literally, Levi Lightning Blackhorn. He's an Asterian, and he doesn't do much beyond throw fists and fire his gun.
All right, let's hop over to Azalwin.
Well, I'm Zilwyn, and I'm playing Lana Belladonna. She's a little bit of a hippie. She's a green witch. She's a little self-conscious, but she just wants to be friends with everybody. Pretty much, she's just trying to be real sweet, and that's Lana.
All right. Let's go to Megan.
Oh, alrighty. I'm Megan. I'm playing Harriet, a empath squatch witch. Basically, can get summed up as big woman, big hair, big feels.
Awesome. And Anya.
Yeah, I'm Anya. I'm playing Rianne Atkins. She is a mandrake animist. She's a small town girl. She's home from the big city, and yeah, her grandmother taught her what she called the old ways.
And in our last session, they retired to Rianne's family barn to conserve energy and possibly move into the city the next day to get to the bottom of some mysterious occurrences. So, thank you for the follow, Nightingale. What are you all thinking as far as source inquiry?
I was trying to think of a
Did
joke
we
to put
actually
here,
make
but I
it
am
to
heavily
the
distracted by my
cabin
delicious
last time?
fried chicken coconut curry. None of you are sexy enough to beat it, tongue. You can't have a bite, but here are my bits at least.
Apparently, we have auto reading of bits messages turned on. That was very interesting. I don't know if any of you could hear that, but we just got an awesome paragraph of text and 1,000 bits. Thank you so much for the bits, and we very much hope you enjoy your coconut chicken curry. Sounds awesome.
That sounds good.
All right. Yeah, what were the potential plans of action?
So we could take a direct approach and just go into town the next day and try to make an inquiry with like the county clerk, I guess, and ask them who currently owns the mines. We could go to the mining office and try to figure it out that way. If we want to do more sneaky recon, we could I guess go after hours to the mayor's office and dig through some files.
I like
That
the
sounds
sneaky
fun.
option.
Do you have favored undertakings at this point on your Coven sheet?
Let me check. Where's my mouse? There it is. I feel like we do.
Yeah, I think at least one.
Sabotage.
Sabotage.
Beastie Boys plays in my head. Sabotage.
Yeah, sabotage.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't think we can sabotage anything right now, but
It's
give us
definitely
a little
something to
bit.
keep in mind. Um, yeah, so there's, yeah, like you said, you can go the legal route, and try to, petition them for the records.
Mm-hmm.
But if I remember right, you all have a pretty negative relationship with the city council here. Do any of you want to throw out why that might have been? How about Morningstar? Any ideas?
Well, it's my understanding that they're a bunch of bigots.
Yeah, I think that's incredibly likely. They see any kind of heritage traits and think that that's a sign that you're not a part of their community. And I mean, not everybody, obviously. Some of the families do get along pretty well, like Rianne's, despite their strong heritage, Mandrake heritage, as well as Azaelin, as well as Lana. Who do you have snakes for hair, if I remember correctly?
Yeah, and my skin is grayish, so it's pretty noticeable.
Do you tie your snakes back in a snaky tail?
Yeah, the snakes hide in a little bun.
Oh
I try
yeah,
to let
so
just my natural hair and bangs be forward because they're mixed in with the hair.
yeah, when you're emo and you're a Gorgon, you let one snake droop down in front of your eye.
Yeah, it has to be the cobra too.
Yeah. Yeah, so there's a good chance they wouldn't respond well to the direct route.
Yeah.
We could go in guns a-blazing.
Mm.
Always works for me.
It works the one time that the first time you do it.
So sneaky grab.
I'm sneaky. Just trying to change my camera.
No pun intended, but we could be sneaky snakes.
Sneaky snake.
All right, so for a stealth mission, there should be a method and detail listed there. Getting out my handy dandy notebook.
So
Nostalgia's kicking in.
yeah. The detail is entry point.
Okay.
Method being stealth.
Entry point. So, do one of you want to rely on your local knowledge of the town hall as far as for information about an entry point? Do a little gather information to see what you know already. I think Lana and Rianne have had the most experience in this town since they grew up here. So, if either of you wanted to make a roll on that as a gather information, we can see what you already know about potential entry points.
Could is it possible for me to do I guess is it the reed whispers to ask which plants are stepped on the least as far as entrances? Like which patch of grass is disturbed the least
Mm-hmm.
and
Okay,
disturbed the most?
so you'd want to be doing like speak to plants, communicate with
Mhm.
plants.
Yeah.
Is that a power you have, or
Or well, technically I guess it's reed whisper or that's just one-way messages.
yeah, it lets you send messages through plants.
Because I can just commune with plants. It's just my grimoire ability.
Oh, okay, awesome. So
Mhm.
yeah, you could definitely use that as a gather information.
Yeah, I think that might be like the most straightforward way to figure out.
Absolutely. I'm gonna say since it's a busy town, or not busy, but they recently had a festival that you were all involved in the previous day, so everybody is more or less back at work today. So, um, but we'll say
All
you can do
hungover.
this. Yeah, we'll say you can do this from a bit of a distance. So, we'll just say it's controlled.
Okay.
So it's whatever action you want to use, unless there's a specific one noted
Mm,
there.
No, so I think I've just been using consort just because that just makes the
Okay.
most sense. I'm consorting with it.
You're very friendly with those plants.
Yes. They're my best friends. And I guess that would just be a gather information rule, correct?
Yep.
Okay.
You'd put a G with the oh
Woo.
good.
I get good details, so no, I got a 4.
Awesome. Okay. So let's see. You were looking for the plants that were the least stepped on. Um, so yeah, you do find that a lot of the information that you get is like, the stuff on either side of the sidewalk is the most stepped on, um, and you do you find some like areas that seem to be often patrolled by a dog, but other than that, most of the other footprints seem to be in normal places. It looks like this dog kind of makes the rounds around the building, um, because you kind of see its footprints all around, like a foot out around the entire building,
Okay. So we need a steak.
and
I need a
and
fat,
then
juicy
leading
steak.
back out into the woods behind the building. But yeah, nothing unusual there, and no, there is a back door, and but it looks like it gets used because it leads out to a parking lot. So it gets used almost as often as the main door.
All right, so it seems like both doors are pretty busy. I'm
I
wondering,
assume that after hours there just wouldn't be that many people there.
Yeah, that's all you're able to get from the plants. They're pretty beat up out here, and you notice that they have a strange demeanor to them. It's it's almost like they're docile. They're like beaten into shape
mm,
kind of thing.
they've been over
They
garden.
Yeah, they don't have the like excitement that like the flowers and plants that you've had in your own yards acted. These are they're heavily mowed. They're kept very in check. They
Nobody
don't have
talks
that
to them. Oh, no, not nice.
wildlife.
It makes me wonder, can we trust the information from these specific plants? But we probably can't. They're just.
Yeah, you can trust anything that you got from a 4.
Let's
But
well,
yeah,
I guess
that's
we only
Like
have
modern.
Orville.
we need to
Hmm?
find an alternate entry point. So
Yeah, the plants don't seem to have any other information. So
What's this
another
building made out of?
yeah.
stone, brick, probably brick and mortar.
Is there a chimney?
Um, yeah, I'd say it's likely there's like a bell tower, but it's pretty low. It's only about 3 stories up.
Ooh, I have a question.
Hmm.
If we go in the middle of the night, there's the bell at the mine for working. If
Yeah.
one of us were to ring that, would that be enough of a distraction? Potentially?
I would say you all probably know from past experience that they're very a 9 to 5 kind of town. So after about 6 o'clock, everything pretty much clears out when it comes to this sort of I hesitate to say inner city. It's nothing like that. It's definitely a one stop sign town, but there's but yeah, the whole town part clears out by about 6 p.m. at the latest. All the restaurants are closed an hour before that.
Goodness, who eats dinner that early?
What is Brienne's familiar's name again?
Cash.
Cash. How can I forget Cash? My bad. Could Cash potentially unlock the door from the inside?
Cicadas.
I was gonna say I do have Spirit Companion and Twin Souls, so I could materialize a spirit that could possibly get into the building easier and have them unlock the door, or I could even kind of inhabit them like we can inhabit our familiars and have just be in control of them for a little bit.
Send the spirit through the mail slot.
Yeah.
Yeah. That could absolutely work.
So maybe like go super Pocahontas and go the spirit of the wind
Mm.
and have it blow through cracks in the walls. And then I can materialize and unlock the door.
I mean, that sounds pretty cool.
Front door or side door?
Probably a side door. I don't want everybody walking up to the front of the building. I
And what
assume there's
time?
security cameras.
Does somebody want to do a recon?
Could send Toby to recon. As a squirrel, he's not very noticeable.
Okay.
Just blends in with all the other squirrels. You have a squirrel in your bell tower.
What time do you want to send him? And yeah, what do you want to roll for that?
I want to send him right when they're heading home,
Okay.
just so he can see where like they're all heading home and then like which way they're kind of all going.
Hmm.
Yeah.
So maybe we can find out if the woods is like the best entry instead of like a main road or something.
Sure.
And let's see. I guess that would just be not prowl. That would be survey.
Okay, I can see either.
Or I figure out.
Survey,
I
he's
have
gonna.
one in survey at least, so I might.
I gotcha. He's gonna stay in the trees and the wooded areas and check it out from there. That makes sense.
Yeah, that's what I figure. If anything, he might be, like I said, he might be able to crawl into the bell tower. There's a lot of squirrels that end up in like chimneys and bell towers.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody really thinks about it. Let's just do a one. Oh, it's limited.
Oh no. Okay.
There was a big scary bird in the tree.
There was an owl out there.
The dogs.
Yeah. So normally that would be limited information, but in the case of a one specifically, as the result, it's a complication. So, yeah, I think,
Well, he's a red squirrel, so it could be his exact species is not really seen there, so somebody noticed him.
mm-hmm. Yeah, I think the idea of like being spotted by a bird of prey, makes a lot of sense to me. It's a kind of a big open area, and maybe he had to peek around a corner to try to get some information about what cameras and comings and goings of people, and it was just too much, and bird swooped down and took a nice chunk out of his thigh before he was able to get away. I think that's going to be level 2 harm unless you want to resist.
Oh no. Yeah, let's see if we can if he can at least like scratch his way out, at least like get a level 1 arm or something.
Yeah, I think that would be prowess resist.
Okay. Oh, that's actually okay because I have technically 3 total points in prowess.
Nice.
Is it R for resist? Is there a
Yes,
specific
it
thing we
is.
have to? Okay.
All
One moment.
right. Okay. So that, yeah, I think with prowess that good, he's able to wriggle away. It just grabs a hold of his leg. It doesn't claw him, and carries him up into the air. And as he's falling, he falls into a tree, uses and is able to get away. So we're gonna reduce that to no damage.
Which is good. Fun fact, squirrels can actually survive terminal velocity at any height.
Nice. Yeah, it was gonna try to drop him back out in the open where it could go and get him
Oh, I won't
again,
feel
but
bad next time I throw a squirrel off my balcony.
We
All
here at
right.
the Solvay Gates do not endorse animal violence.
Yeah.
It's not violence. It'll be fine.
So I think after that, it's got your heart racing to the point where you don't feel like he can be out there safely. And he
Yeah,
comes
I don't
back
risk
with
my poor baby Toby.
no information gathered, unless you want to go up to risky.
No, I think
No.
I was like, nope, baby Toby, you just come right home. I can't risk my cute little boy.
From the little information you did gather, there were some big lights in the parking lot, and it's unclear whether they're wired up and have cameras. Um, yeah, it's definitely nothing like you're used to seeing in Manhattan, that's for sure. Any other ideas?
We could send the cicada or this wind spirit to check the same kind of thing, see if there's any cameras inside, outside.
Mm-hmm. Okay. What do you want to use for that?
I think I will let my wind blow.
Okay. Are you going to enhance it with the Twin Spirits ability?
Yeah,
Okay. All right. Yeah, you
I'll
can
be able to see
decide.
what it sees.
Mm-hmm. You can decide what attribute you want to, sorry, what
Let's
action you want to
see.
use.
I guess I will have it do a study roll to
Okay.
see if he can pick up on specifics, like where cameras are, things like that.
Okay.
And I'm going to spend some willpower to bump that up.
Okay. By a die.
Yeah,
Okay. Standard effect.
okay. And G for gather information?
Yep.
Okie dokie. Okay,
Okay.
that's not bad.
All right. Okay. So that looks like you sent a wind spirit in there. It blows in without leaving a trace. Um, uh, what are your grimoire what's your grimoire sense?
My grimoire sense is to know if there are any spirits nearby and if there are,
Ah,
what type they are.
gotcha. Okay. Um, yeah. So what do you want to know with your gather info?
I basically want to know if there are any cameras that we need to worry about outside the building, inside the building.
Okay. Um,
If there is a
yeah, I
security
would,
guard hanging around with a
yeah,
dog.
okay. Yeah. What time do you send it through?
I would probably wait until closer time that we wanted to go,
Okay.
just to see what's happening right then.
In that case, yeah, I don't think you find any evidence of a security guard or security cameras, and no
Okay,
evidence of a dog either.
good. All right. So since I waited until closer to time than we were gonna go, I'm gonna have the spirit go ahead and blow itself through the cracks so that it can unlock the door eventually
Hmm.
when everybody gets there.
Oh yeah, it was already able to go in and out. That's
Yeah.
how it knew that there were no security cameras. It just went through and sort of blew through every room. All right. Um, which door did you want it to open?
I think we were gonna do the side door.
Okay. All right. Um, it's able to unlock it without any difficulty, and you're all ready to go in. So let's do a engagement roll based
Ooh.
on what you're doing. So we have an entry point, which is a door that you've already unlocked. I think with everything you have discovered from all these gather informations, I think we're looking at a 3-die engagement roll. Actually, I'm going to make it 4 dice because there are so many of you. You have so many resources at your fingertips. That is a crit. So that means that you get in and you bypass the first obstacle. So all of
So I don't
you,
have to kill a dog.
yeah, all of you traipse through the forest and work your way to the back of the building. And as you are all making your way to the side door, you see you hear a bottle smash, and as you are making your way in through the door, you pull the door shut just as a heavily drinking man steps out from on the main road out front, um, and you can see him through the windows. Um, and yeah, he's finished one bottle and is opening another.
That's just Bobby. It's fine.
Looks like he's having a good evening.
Name's Bobby Duke, but they just call him Dookie.
Oh,
But Rianne's nice. She calls him by his real name. So sweet.
old Dookie.
Little Dookie. All right, you're in, and you are you're standing in what looks like a sort of kitchenette area that leads out to the parking lot. And from here, there are several different exits that lead into the rest of the little complex. Uh, it's about the size of, it's probably only about a maybe 8 or 10 room building. So it shouldn't take long to fully investigate the place. Unless you wanted to head up into like the Belfry or anything like that. Yeah.
I
So
figure Rianne's probably had to deal with a few speeding tickets as a youngin. So she probably knows where a lot of the files are kept, where she would file and pay her speeding tickets.
yeah.
So we'll go
Um,
break into that area.
all right. Do the rest of you want to split up and go search other areas or search for other things? The parking tickets are probably not going to be with all the rest of the information that you might be looking for.
It's a very small courthouse. Everything gets
It
filed
is.
together. Same
I
room,
think I would.
different walls.
I think I'd go with Rianne to help back up and just in case something happens while we're looking.
I
Okay.
think I'll go to a different room, just in case to whether it's keeping lookout of the window or just kind of digging around through drawers. But I think we'll go into a different room.
Okay. How about you, Levi?
Well, I reckon I can't leave Harriet off on her own. Wouldn't be very
Okay.
gentlemanly.
All
Thank you
right.
kindly.
Excellent. So let's have the lookouts that are potentially looking for any extra info roll first. And do you want to roll as a group or just have Levi there to try to knock out any complications that might arise?
I'm fine with Bull as my backup.
All right.
I
What do
reckon
you
I'm
want to roll?
best as a bodyguard.
Is there a particular role you want me to do? Or am I just
It's
deciding?
totally up to you.
Okay.
And that'll show us what you're doing physically in there. So,
I guess I'll survey. See if anything looks
Okay.
particularly good.
all right. Controlled. Excelente. Okay. On a controlled roll, I think you said you surveyed.
Yes.
So what does that look like? You just sort of going from room to room, looking for anything of interest.
Yeah, just basically going through, just like, oh, this is the kitchen. Oh, this is the bathroom. Nothing to be filed in here. Just
Yeah.
looking for any kind of room that looks, I guess, more professional, where there'd be filing cabinets or cupboards.
Mm-hmm. You do find a couple of offices that are locked, including the mayor's office. And you also find a terminal door at the back of the building that is extremely heavy metal door. Doesn't look like the construction of the rest of the building.
Is this door locked? Just
It is locked as well, yes. Anya or Rianne and Lana, what would you like to use with your investigation?
With either a study or a survey.
Yeah, so a study would be, you take a big stack that you think looks interesting out of the drawers and just start going through it, looking for specific information. A survey would be more like, flipping through them and looking for anything that's interesting. Is there
So I
something
think
specific you're looking for?
I think what I would be looking for is for things that look like business licenses that have been filed
Okay.
or anything with the mine's name on it. More
Okay.
general like that, and then I can get more specific after I find what I'm looking for.
If I
So
remember right, it was Cobalt Mining Company.
Mm-hmm.
So I was thinking maybe I could do the survey client or survey roll to maybe narrow it down, and then once we get it
Okay.
narrowed down, you could do the study roll.
Yeah. Okay.
Because maybe you actually like I would say maybe you have more interaction with the town, so whereas I could look for the name because Lana kept more to herself.
Okay.
Okay. Awesome.
And then I'm going to spend a willpower to get myself an extra die
Sounds good.
because I feel like I really want to concentrate on gathering that information. I'm guessing that's just another gather information roll.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna say it's reduced effect.
Okay.
Ah.
Ooh, nice. Great, good details.
but reduced effect on a 6 is not too terrible.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you find a extremely small folder that has the cobalt information on it, and you're able to hand that off to Rian. And then you start searching. So if there's anything else you want to have been looking for, you can add that to the list, and I'll give you that as well because of the 6.
Let's see. I know we were looking for like the mine information. I wonder if we saw any. Well, no, because we don't even really know the new owners' names, do we?
No, that's part of the information that you're looking for, yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, that's kind of like the only thing we're looking for right now, isn't it?
It's the only very specific thing, but yeah, if you want to like rip up someone's parking tickets or something to maybe help somebody out, now's a perfect time to do it because of your good roll.
Get out
Actually,
that
yeah.
food stamp.
Anything with any of our names on it, let's just pull that out.
Okay. Yeah, you find some old like not completely filled out, but like pending paperwork that they, could have possibly sent off if they decided they wanted to get either of you in trouble. You find some like half filled out pieces of paperwork that are like something like a warrant, but it's not completely filled out. It just has some made up stuff on it about things that you did like
Them little
5 or
sneaky
6 years ago. Yeah.
Jaywalking.
Yeah, I just go ahead and just tuck that into my
Ah,
my knitted purse. I'm just gonna keep them because I want to use that. I don't want to just destroy it. I want to keep that.
Rianne, I don't think you're going to need to roll on what she handed you since it was already so specific.
Yeah.
When you open up the folder, it says all files on the Cobalt Mining Company are filed with the mayor.
So they're in his office.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, let's find the mayor's office.
Yeah. I would say Levi and Harriet have already located it, so they can point you in the right direction.
I'll send the wind through and unlock the door.
Okay. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna require any kind of roll for that, because I think that's kind of a perfect use of a Wind Spirit's abilities. But I am gonna say it's getting tired. It's getting a
Okay.
little worn out from being alive for so long. Existence is
Being
pain.
materialized is difficult.
Mm-hmm. Spirits aren't used to it.
He's not a material girl.
Nice. Yeah, so it's getting tired. It might have, let's say, one more task in it for you.
Okay.
But yeah, the mayor's office is now unlocked.
Ooh.
All right. I guess we do a survey / study and see if we can find the mining company files.
Okay. Yeah, far fewer filing cabinets in here than were out there. It was like an entire wall and a half of filing cabinets out there. In here,
Yeah.
it's just 2, and one of them they're both locked.
Okay. Is his desk locked?
Yeah, and it looks like it might use the same key based on the locks. It looks like whoever made the desk also made the filing cabinets. They're the same style, the same kind of wood and everything.
Mm-hmm.
So, That's how you
What's that?
know he's match and set. That's how you know he's rich. Rich folks and their coordination.
Your wind spirit could get you into his desk or one of the two filing cabinets if you want to use its last time. But let's take a short break, and we'll come right back to how you handle this. Back. Welcome back, one and all, to Twin Pines, a Appalachian Children of Midnight Coven actual play. And we are back, and Rian had just broken into the mayor's office, was deciding if she wanted to use her wind spirit to break into his desk or one of the two filing cabinets behind his desk. Or take a different course of action altogether.
Yeah. My thought was that if his desk didn't have a lock on it, it probably had the key for the filing cabinets in it. But if his desk is locked and the filing cabinets are locked and they're the same lock, he probably has that key with him. So I
Very
don't think
likely.
looking for a key is super logical.
I reckon we could just bust this thing apart.
But then they know someone was here. We could kind of just hope we get lucky and open the right filing cabinet. And if we don't, then we'll figure out how to get into the second one.
I'd say if it doesn't work, I wonder if I could control a vine to do a lock picking.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Can we like magically make a like magical skeleton key that opens these things?
Possibly. All right. So, do you want to start with a fortune roll to see if you get into the right place?
Sure.
I think that's going to be a 1-die fortune roll.
Okay.
Okay.
That's not
So,
bad.
no, that's not bad. All right. Since that's not an action roll, I'm going to say that you decide to go into the desk because these things happened so recently. You think there's a good chance that they haven't made it to being filed yet.
Okay.
And you do find some unsigned contracts that have at least 3 different people's handwriting on them, and have both the name of the mine and several other corporations that are invested in the work that they're doing. Do you want to take those with you, or do you want to spend some time now to research them?
I would probably just write all the names down and take the names with me and leave the paperwork.
Okay.
Are there any
Alright.
individual people's names on the contracts?
Yes, but they're not individuals that you recognize. But you do sort of commit some of them to memory. The business that you see on one of the back pages with a list of stipulations is Destiny Research Group.
Okay.
And you see something here, the undersigned, and you see a list of 5 names there. So that seems to be 5 people's, John Hancock's, that all are from the same organization, whereas the rest seem to be just, the leaders of different places. This is the only place that has multiple people signing, so
Yeah.
you get the feeling
Okay.
that matches with what the miners had been, the rumors you had heard from miners.
Yeah. So I'm going to write all that down in my little notebook that I carry around with me everywhere. All the individual names, the company names, and I assume we would probably know a little bit about Destiny Research Group from being in Manhattan for a little while,
Mm-hmm.
and they have offices there.
Yeah, you've actually been stopped on the street before. I think definitely Levi and Harriet, but probably all 4 of you have at various points been stopped on the street and asked if you needed a little extra money, that they would bring you in and do some research experiments on you. So yeah, you definitely are aware of them. They
Okay.
they have a reputation as being interested in making cures for mundanes using technology they get from researching witches,
Yeah.
especially
Okay.
heritage.
Okay. So what are they doing here in our minds?
Dun, dun, dun.
So I gotta finish making my
Um,
actual notes.
at that point, well,
Something you never
rolled.
want to hear the GM say.
I rolled way too many dice. 1 sec. Try it again. There we go. Rian is looking out the reinforced window that leads out of the mayor's office when she sees what looks like a shadow move across the window and then vanish. But yeah, leaving you a bit shaken.
Are my spirit senses tingling?
Yeah, if you wanna, well, they can be if you roll well enough. Do you want to?
For my grimoire sense?
Yeah. What do you want to roll for that?
Um, I guess probably a focus, just because it's magical sensing.
Sure. So what does that look like?
Um, she, I guess once she notices the shadow, she starts paying a lot more attention to where it came from, what it could be, and makes that check in her mind to check things off the list of, is it a spirit? Is it a person? Is it, what is it?
Sure. You're sort of reaching out with your mind, seeing
Yeah.
if there's any spirits you can sense. All right, sounds
Yeah.
good. That'd be a gather information roll. Because of the situation you're in, I'm gonna still say this is controlled.
Okay. Ooh, I got a critical.
You sure did. Okay. Um. So, you see the shadow, and you peek out the window, and it's completely gone. But as soon as you open your mind, you see a black tail flashing in your mind across in front of you, and you can see off in the distance a black dog about the size of a horse, and it's facing
big
away
dog.
from you. And when you have fully sensed its presence, it senses you as well, and it turns toward you, and it has only one eye in the center of its head, and it looks like there's fire coming off of its eye, and its look pierces into your soul, and you nearly stumble backwards into the mayor's desk. And when your sight returns to your physical body, you see it. You see that eye off in the extreme distance through the woods, still staring at you. But it's quite a bit further than it was in your mind.
Well, I'm gonna move to the window and try to point it out to everybody else. Do you see that? You know, do you guys see that?
Yeah, you can. Anybody who comes in there is able to see an eye the size of like a saucer, like a tea saucer. Uh, Kind of looks like the Eye of Sauron in the middle of the woods.
That's what I was thinking. So I saw it.
Yeah. And yeah, it is moving toward you.
Towards us?
Mm-hmm. And you hear the sound of something fleshy strike the big door at the back of the building from the other side. Levi is the first to poke their head out from the mayor's office, and you get your eye on that big metal door in the back, and you can definitely hear something has just shouldered it.
Well, I reckon that we were not quite as stealthy as we could have been.
I think my headset is going. Everybody's starting to sound like robots again.
No. Is it the headset or
Yeah, I
your
was
ear?
trying to do a cowboy impression.
Our Coven was deciding, they had said that they were most interested in beating a quick but quiet escape now that they got what they came for before
Now,
whatever
who
it is.
in the Sam hat said quiet?
Before whatever it is behind that big door busts through. I would say, Levi, according to your best estimate, it's not getting through that door. It definitely doesn't sound like it has the strength to get through something that thick and well made. So
Why don't we go back out the side door and go around and see what it is? Because it's to the outside, right? The door?
It looks like it should be, yes.
Um,
But you know from your reconnaissance earlier that there was no door there that led out to that would lead directly to the forested area. And no, there is no door there on the
So
outside.
what is on the back of the building?
What is on the back of the building?
Or the building side where this door would be on.
This would be the back. It just continues on for a few more meters and then ends, and then it goes to the woods.
Are there windows?
No, there aren't any windows in that back section.
Okay.
And as I said, the slamming against that door has finally ceased. But you can see the dog is still making its way toward you.
I don't want to meet this dog. This horse dog.
Can we get a new puppy, guys?
I want to meet what's ever behind this door.
So
What kind of lock are we looking at here?
So it walks up to the building, and when it gets within a couple of feet, it stops and turns to the side, and then starts trotting around the outside of the building.
Maybe whatever's behind this door is his friend and he wants it back.
Ooh.
Maybe we should open this door.
I'm interested in puppy horse. Maybe we just bust the door down.
I reckon we need to get this door open.
I think the distraction of the door being open would distract from the rifling of all the files, so
Yeah,
maybe
we
they
didn't
won't
count
notice the
the
files.
papers.
It's like, oops, your lock must have failed.
Okay.
Figure out how to do that.
So to get to this dog, obviously there are the two doors that exit the building. But then there's this third door that must go somewhere else. So what would you like to do?
Magical skeleton key.
Yeah, I was thinking. Yeah, that has to be like the only thing that would work is either magical skeleton key, because I don't. Let's see, which of us has the best crafting though?
I think I have like one craft.
Got nothing.
I don't have any crafting.
Yeah, I have one craft. I also have find magical components. So maybe I could make like they're like charm components. Maybe I could make a charm that would unlock these doors.
Levi, I think you also have a grimoire sense that might be useful. You can sense the makeup of objects based on their elemental property.
Is it
So
a
you
magic
might be able to
door?
learn something about the interior mechanisms of the door without having to get close.
Well, I don't mind getting close, but I suppose I could attempt to sense the mechanism, see what's going on in there.
All right. What do you want to use for that?
I reckon focus is the most sensible thing.
Sure.
I ain't very good at it on account of my ADHD, but
Hyper focus.
that only works if you care. Actually, you know what? I will throw some willpower in there
Okay.
as well, so that I can roll 2 die, which is a little bit less abysmal. It's a partial success. And
Okay.
thank goodness, because it would have been a failure if I just rolled the 1 dice.
Okay. So the makeup of this door is primarily metal, although you do sense some silicone in there, some silicon-based, some computer boards and other electronics in the door.
So is the door alarmed then, I would say?
Well, we're gonna find out. Levi immediately casts elemental projection and fires a lightning bolt at the door.
Okay.
No thought, just does it.
No thought, just shoot. Okay. All right. What do you want to roll for that? don't think target would be appropriate in this particular circumstance because it's not moving or anything. But what are you trying to do? Short out the equipment?
Well, yes, that would be his intent, certainly.
Drossels is calling Liba a himble.
Humble.
Love it.
He is.
Maybe
I suppose that would be probably a focus again.
Yes.
I'll throw another 2 willpower at that, why not?
Oh, wow.
I don't roll much, I need to make them good when I do them.
Mm-hmm.
That's a
Ooh.
failure. Mm.
Okay. Your lightning bolt strikes the metal and you see it get just pulled straight down into the subfloor. Probably there's some kind of lightning rod or something there. Some of the lock mechanism on the very outside sizzles a little bit. But the energy just arcs away from the door and trips the alarm.
Oh, shoot.
And the slamming against the other side of the door starts right back up.
Oh boy.
Now it's coming at twice the speed that it was before. It's just slam, 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 slam.
Hello? Can you hear me? Who's in there?
Marco!
You can hear the footsteps, the footpads of the dog outside has also doubled its pace.
Ooh.
And you watch it go past the window to your right, and then the window to your left only a few seconds later as it's galloping now around the building.
Okay, I think we should leave.
I think we should just leave the doors open as well when we leave.
Yeah.
Both front and back wide open. Because if the dog gets in here, that's just more chaos.
Mm-hmm.
Since I guess we're gonna try to run away, right?
Mm-hmm.
You smell something that is singed, probably from the lightning, but you can't quite figure out what it is. Something plant-based though.
Oh no.
I check myself.
You're what?
I check myself over.
Oh.
Did I get him?
Well, technically, if something smells planty, can I use my grimoire sense to see? Because I do have I can tell if a flora or fungi is healthy and
Yeah,
what resonance
absolutely.
it has. So would I be able to just put out my senses, my grimoire sense, and see if there's any unhealthy plant matter around?
Yeah, that sounds great.
I got split ends.
What do you want to use for that?
I would guess that's just a survey because I just need to do a basic survey to see.
Sure.
And again, I will spend another willpower because I just have really horrible survey skills.
2 willpower gives you +1 die.
Let's do the 2 willpower for the +1 die down. Let's go 2. And then is that just a gather information?
Controlled.
Again?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, I apparently. There we go. Can't type. Oh, very limited.
Okay. It's some kind of herb that you recognize as protective in nature. But not meant to be burned for protection.
Well, that's interesting. So it seems like some kind of protection got ruined.
And that's when the door starts to buckle a little bit under the pressure of being struck repeatedly.
Well, I think we should all run, and if we all are gonna run, am I able to augment my vine running for everybody?
Yeah.
A ton of essence.
that if you're trying to like not leave tracks or something like that, or
It says,
move through the forest quickly and
it can
unhindered.
allow us to move silently, leave no trace, and we can even do full speed vertically, it says. So yeah, just silently and no trace sounds great.
Yeah.
I kind of
Okay.
want to just get to the woods so we can see if anything comes out of the building.
Mhm.
If
All
I can
right.
get us all like quietly to the woods with Vine running, that sounds great.
All right. Which door do you want to exit? The front door or the side door that you had unlocked?
I think it would sound good to open the front door, but then exit out the side door.
A little misdirection there.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Who wants to open the front door?
Who's fast?
I mean, I probably have the biggest stride out of everybody, so
True.
I can do that.
Okay. As you reach for the front door handle and sort of wrench it open, it comes open and the dog passes by the front door and just completely avoids you and the open door. Just sort of sidesteps the door opening and continues to run around. Now that you're this close to it, you can smell sulfur on its breath.
Puppy.
But it otherwise ignores you.
As the dog passes by me, can I do? I have a grimoire power of deep reading. I can gather information from an individual with a passing touch.
Yeah, you want to reach out and touch someone?
I want to do a deep emotional stroke of the pepper as he walks by.
Okay.
Aww.
See if I can get any info off of him and his buddy that's behind the door.
I'm going to also roll a fortune roll to tell me his demeanor. I rolled a 1,
Well,
and now you can make your roll.
One is the best,
that
right?
your-
so focus plus 1 essence, so I have to roll for focus. I will. I already have a 2, but I'll pop 2 more willpower because I want info. Need that sweet info. Okay. A failure.
Wow.
Oh no.
The best possible failure.
Triple threes, though.
333. One more pip and you would have on any die. Okay. It's a alien mind to you. When you reach out and touch it, it does not register emotions on sort of the same scale that you're used to dealing with. Everything's incredibly intense. I wouldn't say fear, but concern is chief among them. It's sort of feelings, but it's so intense that it kind of is sort of I'd say it's closest to another like temporary trauma. Like you have its exceptional concern has like transferred over to you, and you feel
What is it
like
freaking out?
you feel extremely protective of something. You can't quite put your finger on it. Such overwhelming feelings that your face gets matted with tears, even though it's like your body is reacting to it without your mind reacting to it quite.
Puppy?
Aggressive towards us in any way. It's just I am overwhelmed from trying to
Like,
read anything from it.
yeah, concern, protectiveness. Yeah. It definitely applies to your coven mates as much as anything else. So, luckily, it shouldn't be that negative. But yeah, as far as the creature, it doesn't seem terribly concerned that you touched it and continues running. But we are also going to go to risky. I think at this point, that back door has buckled enough that you can actually see hot breath coming out through a little buckle at the edge where the door meets the frame.
Does he have a doggo friend? And it's just stuck.
Well, I reckon we have
Walk up
two
to the
choices.
mayor's office.
Levi, what are those two choices?
Well, we either vamoose or get my lasso ready.
Before you get your lasso ready, I have majestic presence I could try. Affect the minds of anyone whose tier is equal to your coven or lower. How does this creature relate to us in regards to tier?
Yeah, I'll say it's definitely your tier or lower.
Maybe you can calm it down.
That's what I'm thinking. Friends, not food. I would like to give that a go. That's just requires 1 essence, but if I do 2 essence, it increases the effectiveness of the coven tier by 1. So I will opt 2.
Okay. Got the rope. All right.
He's prepared.
You're definitely seeing human flesh come on the other side of that door, swinging at the door and damaging it.
The nasty thing from the mats.
Are we able to see its face at all through the door?
Not exactly, but you do get some saliva that kind of
Does it have a face?
Yeah.
Has
some
several.
some saliva finds its way through the hole as you hear snarling on the other side of the door.
At this point, I've casted Majestic Presence already.
Okay.
To try to, I guess, appease it or make it a little more accommodating to our group. Could I just give a good reef on this door if it's punching it down too? It's already getting its way through, so basically just help it rip the door off.
Okay, so
Actually, you know what? I probably can't because I'm concerned for everybody, so I probably would not do that.
Yeah. Yeah, that's up to you. But yeah, the door is definitely starting to go, but hasn't yet. It does seem like whatever's on the other side of it is definitely not friendly. And it does bear some of the hallmarks of the creatures that you saw in the mines.
What are they keeping one in the mayor's office for?
That's the mayor's wife.
No, that's a rumor.
You can smell more of that like protective herb. Is definitely, there was probably some kind of protection spell on the other side of that door that has been damaged.
I mean, at this point, we're wanting this thing to just break through at this point, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Can I control the protective herbs instead of just like, since they're already burning off, can I just have them drop off
Sure,
and
yeah, just cause
end
them
the
to
protection?
wither.
Yeah, just end the protection completely
Okay.
instead of waiting for it.
Sure.
And I think I would just use focus for that. Just focus to.
I won't call for a roll.
Okay.
Yeah, you just get your hands close to the door, not near the hole, and yeah, the plants on the other side of it. You sort of mentally connect to them and tell them give up the ghost. They're like, okay, mission accomplished. We're out of here. And yeah, you can kind of see in your mind's eye the protective sigils on the other side of the door as they wither and fall off. And then you hear another slam, and the hinges finally crack, and the door starts to swing open.
Well, I'm
Um,
definitely jumping back, but but can I see the creature's face?
yeah, so face is generous, but it
I would
is
like to position
definitely,
myself in front of everybody with the baseball bat because I am concerned for everyone.
yeah.
I'm just picturing George Costanza.
Okay, yeah, kind of like that, except on all fours, and it's all legs, it's all fours. It has the head is sort of curled under the body, so the part that has been slamming the door has been its like top vertebra. Um, and there are a dozen or so smaller, even more malformed creatures behind it, and they're climbing up a staircase that goes about 30 feet down into the ground from that doorway. These things have been running up the stairs and slamming into the door up to this
Are you
point.
sure this isn't a dog?
These are not dogs.
That sounds like something a dog would do.
What is the dog doing now that the door is down? How is
Yeah.
the dog
Yeah.
reacting to these?
What's the dog doing?
The front door that Harriet opened, when you turn back to see that door has been the dog, the giant horse-sized dog, is now in the building with you, and it looks like it is facing off with the creatures that have come out of the doorway.
Oh.
Uh-oh,
So-
we did a boo-boo.
Not. Uh-oh.
So where do you want to go, or what do you want to do?
I'm gonna get out of here.
Yeah, I
Personally.
don't want to be between the dog and the creatures, that's for sure.
So the two ways out from here would be into the mayor's office for protection, or out through the side door.
Side door.
Get the hell
That's
out.
my vote.
Agreed.
How about Levi?
Well, as much as I'd like to stay here and shoot at this thing, I don't think it's going to do much, so I'm going to follow along.
Something you notice about these creatures that have climbed the staircase is that they seem far more corporeal than the ones you saw before the previous day.
So what you're saying is I can build it.
You might, yeah. They do
It would be a
seem
good experiment.
physical.
I want to step out of the way of the big old dog.
Okay. So maybe into the hallway that leads to the exit door?
That's where everyone else is headed.
Everybody else the same?
Yeah, I'm gonna head towards that side door there. But while I'm doing that, you said there's little ones running around, right?
Yep, they're climbing up the stairs as well.
How close is the side door to those stairs to the little ones?
The actual side door is like through another room. It's a little hallway, and then that kitchenette, and then the door. So if you were at the door, it'd probably be about 25, 30 feet.
Okay. I was just wondering if maybe I can somehow poison one of them until they're paralyzed and grab one of these babies and take it with us, or just start one of the little ones just so we can like see what it is.
Something
Yeah,
tells
if
me
you
they-
had some way of getting a hold of one, you're fairly certain you could. Well, if they are as corporeal as Levi seems to think they are, then they might be susceptible to poison.
My grimoire abilities, I have therapeutic connection and emotional control. Would I be able to potentially utilize one of those to make one of these docile enough that we can take it with us? Is that something that I'm capable of as an
Some
empath?
kind of pet?
Yeah, so I think with your majestic presence, they are all but they're pretty much ignoring you. So you make movements toward some of the smaller ones, and they don't seem to react at all to your presence. Whereas anyone else that's moving toward them at all, they sort of take up a defensive posture.
I'd like to try to scoop one.
Okay. I don't think you need to make a roll for that yourself. There are, let's see, the one closest to you, it looks like just almost a complete hand that's just crawling around. And when you scoop it up, you see that in its palm it has an eyeball
Oh, kind of cute.
embedded in it.
Oh, no.
And yeah, it seems to be trying to head toward the dog, but you're able to restrain it and it doesn't fight back.
I mean, it is a hand. It just wants to pet the pupper as well.
Probably. Almost definitely.
Or choke the pupper. One of the
Choke
two.
the pupper.
Well, I have binding circle. So if we take it back to the farmhouse, I could make a binding circle to keep it inside of so we could
Yeah. You
watch
do some
it.
experiments and see, what it responds to, and
I mean, this thing's truly corporeal. We could just throw it in a cage.
yeah. To Harriet's touch, it seems to be completely solid. Gonna try grab one of those fingers and bend it back and see if it breaks.
Oh,
No, it's docile right now. It's my little bud. I'm gonna just take him with me. Like scoop him up with my big hands. Just take him with me.
Right. The
Dogs don't shop.
the dog rushes forward once the rest of you are more or less out of the hallway. Sort of skids to a stop on the carpeted floor, and then points its head down at all the other creatures and opens its mouth and howls, and you see the creatures go tumbling backwards back toward the door. Several of them start falling down the stairs. And then it starts plodding forward, taking a few steps slowly and howling and pushing more back and away. And it turns its head toward Levi, who's closest, as if it's saying, you're safe, you can leave.
He about tips his hat.
This pupper is amazing. The Coven needs a pupper like this.
Latched.
so I'm gonna say that I have some sort of small animal trap in the back of that truck,
That makes sense.
and we can put the hand in that, and then we'll put that inside of a binding circle when we get home.
Okay.
Yeah, if we have trouble with it, I can always sedate it.
Hopefully.
Hopefully. Well, yeah, I guess if it doesn't, if it stays corporeal or like solid.
Okay. Are you all leaving?
Yeah, I think it's time to get out of here.
The alarm's going. We should probably get out of here.
Mm-hmm.
I reckon we've
We got
cost.
the information we need, and we got an extra hand.
A friend! I got a pet. This is like the best day.
Eyeball hand.
As you are driving back to your Coven stead, Harriet has the hand, I assume you're sitting in like the back of the pickup truck.
Yeah, I figure I can't fit in shotgun, so.
Yeah. You're holding it and the cage, and at first it's kind of resisting being caged, sort of running up against the entrance to the cage and trying to break it open, but it doesn't have the strength for it. But after a while, it kind of leans against the side, and you see it start to pass through the side a little bit,
Oh no!
as it seems to be becoming a little bit less corporeal.
Knock it back in there.
Shake the cage up a little bit.
Yeah, when you shake it, it kind of just slides through.
No!
Lands on your lap, and then it sort of slides through your lap.
Ugh.
And yeah, you feel you've got like this layer of ectoplasm in your fur. And you watch as the truck continues to drive, the hand just sort of fall out through the bottom of the truck and touches the ground and starts to sink into the ground.
Just flips me off as we drive away.
What's that?
It just flips me off as we drive
No, it liked you. I mean, I'm sure it liked you at least because of your spell.
Gives you the Terminator thumbs up as it sinks into the ground.
I'm gonna miss my bud. Could even
was
share
handy.
like a spectral high five. Sucks.
You can always just pet that part of your leg if you get.
Now my lap's all sticky.
Yeah. And you notice around the same time as you're turning a corner, you see one of the ghosts that was out in the field with its family, and it's getting pulled into the ground as well.
Was the sun coming up?
Yeah, the moon is going out of view. The sun is not coming up.
Okay.
All right,
Well.
and soon you are back at your Covenstead.
Well, that
we
was
tried
an exciting adventure.
Well, then, I don't get to shoot nothing.
When you get back to your Covenstead, you are greeted by the fact that your entire Covenstead is now encircled in tiny mushrooms that have grown up since you left.
Ew.
Oh no.
Entire circle,
Well,
unbroken.
I
Oh,
immediately,
no.
I immediately crack my knuckles. I'm like, okay, let's go ask a couple of questions. But yeah, I'm gonna use my grimoire ability. This is actually the grimoire sense. Yeah, let's see if it's a healthy fungi and if they're malicious fungi.
Yeah, I don't think a roll is needed for that. They're very healthy. They're young, but grew up very, very, very quickly. And you
Magic
also
mushrooms.
sense
Magic
a-
mushrooms.
another more powerful mushroom inside of your coven.
Oh, well, I'm going ahead and relay
There's a
this.
daddy mushroom inside the house.
There are
Like-
also several dozen toads that have congregated outside of the mushroom circle and are all making some happy noises.
Yeah.
Budweiser's across the field. Budweiser. I might show my age with that one. Well, since technically it's a mushroom inside, am I able to commune with that mushroom without going in and be like, what
You
are you
could-
doing here?
You could attempt it, yeah.
Yeah, I am gonna attempt that. Like
Okay.
before we go in, it's like, hello? Hello? What are you doing? Which I'm guessing just to specifically that'd just be another consort to see if I could talk with that mushroom.
Sounds good.
Okay. Would that be gather information since technically
Yeah.
or nah?
Yeah.
Okay. Standard.
Okay. Actually, can you roll one more die? I'll add that to whatever you got.
Just a single.
Yeah. Okay.
No
that
5.
didn't increase the effects, but it did give you a little bit more. So when you contact the large fungus inside, it seems to be it gives you like this sort of gruff, what a breach of protocol to try to communicate with me this way. You're a Gorgon, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
And the mushroom, which apparently you're getting the idea is female, says, good thing you aren't a mandrake. I'd have tanned your hide for that. Why don't y'all get in here and tell me what's going on out there?
I giggle at the whole man. I just tell the others, okay, I guess we can go and see what's going on.
It is clear as soon as you get inside that this mushroom is a mandrake witch.
Well,
That
I
is-
apologize. I was just being cautious. I didn't mean to offend or to breach your boundaries.
Well, she bows to
Responsible
you.
for the mushroom circle?
Hmm?
Is she responsible for the mushroom circle?
She is, yeah.
Okay.
So
Feel better.
she bows her head, and you see the same brown coloration on her head that you saw on most of the more mature mushrooms outside in the circle as well.
Okay. I feel
And
better.
she says, "Well, I'll not take that as a slight, considering I have let myself into your home as well."
Yeah,
So-
I was just a little concerned about a ring of mushrooms just popping up around her homestead here.
Please excuse me for that. I see you met one of the more powerful entities around these parts this evening. Have y'all heard of the Protectors? We're the witches that put ourselves in harm's way to make sure the land here is safe. You know them as Hollowmite.
Oh,
I think you all have a positive relationship with Hollowmite in Manhattan on your Coven sheet, if I remember.
I do think so. Yes. Yes, we
Okay.
do.
She says, that was our leader. He don't talk much, but he's a powerhouse. He also don't make himself visible to most folks. So take that as you will. She looks over at Rion's shirt pocket that you quickly stuffed the notes that you wrote down on. And
Yeah.
she nods. Glad you got what you went for. Hopefully, we can spell some things out for you as well.
Magic spell things out.
What's that?
I said we're all magic, so ha ha ha, spell things out. Sorry.
Well, I don't know what kind of hospitality I can offer to a mushroom, but do you need anything?
You drink whiskey.
Usually just drink from the yard.
Is whiskey in the yard?
Just drink
What
stew.
the hell have we been bringing in bottles for?
Levi's
You
just
guys
gonna start
would take
digging in the
out,
fridge.
so yeah, probably.
All of my characters are alcoholics. I don't know how this has happened.
So she tells you that she's not an official member of Hollow Might, but she is sort of a liaison for them, because they tend to not be the talkative types. And as Harriet noticed, they also have a problem with emotional control, especially Chuck, who you met.
Was that the puppy?
That was the puppy.
He seems like a swell fella.
He's a hell of a guy. He's a hell of a hound.
There we go.
Chuck the Hellhound. Now that's a hellhound name if I've heard one. Chuck. What about these? Do you know anything about these other creatures that we ran into?
Yeah, these amalgamation weird body part things.
I can tell you that there are certain wards that they respond to pretty well as the circles that Shuck is able to make for protection. But do I know what they are, where they come from? Not exactly. In the same way that we don't have much information on these returned witches either.
When I had told the herbs to wither away, what herb was I able to pick up what herbs they were before I did that?
Yeah, it was some kind of a mixture, a sort of sticky mixture of herbs. This witch can give you the recipe because they're hers. That was
Sticky
her.
mixture of herbs.
And spices.
We're not playing this tomorrow.
But yeah, she can give you the recipe for that charm, and Rion could also use it for your binding circle because it does work on these creatures, but it hasn't
Probably a
given them
good
a lot of
idea.
insight into what they actually are. They
Did
do
we know
know
when
it
this started?
around
Yeah.
the same time the witches started returning.
Did the
Although-
witches started returning right after the mines changed hands?
Right.
Just out of curiosity.
Well, she says that she wasn't aware of that, but now that you mention it, that timeline does make sense to what they were seeing. And that she had some spies around in the mines when she saw you breaking down that wall. It also had her special herbs and spices on it.
Sorry.
So they've been following you since then to make sure that you didn't get into too much trouble.
Basically just came to say, stop breaking my stuff.
If I gotta break down doors to find something to shoot, I'm gonna break these doors down.
Once Black Shuck showed himself to you, they knew that they were safe to make more direct contact with you. So she made herself a nice little safe circle, and it should protect your Coven stead as well.
Oh, good.
And
Thank you.
she said,
Since she made the mixture for the door, does that mean she's worked with the mayor's office then? Are they like why was the door protected in the mayor's? That's basically what I'm trying to figure out.
yeah, that's direct access to the mines. Those there's 22 miles of tunnel that lead straight from the mines to the mayor's office.
Why? That's weird.
She wasn't on the planning committee when they made that decision. It carries fresh water and power, both directions.
Horrible monstrosities.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah, it does
monstrosities that
now.
they have to at least kind of know about if they warded against it.
She did all those wards herself, yeah.
So
She warded that that wooden structure that you all broke down. That was warded from the inside before they
Did
put
the
it
mayor
up.
know that she warded the door? Or was
No.
that just like, okay.
okay.
Nobody in town, not even the Vulture Votary here, are aware of Hollow Mite's presence.
Okay.
They keep themselves secret. She says you also don't have to worry about those mushrooms. As soon as she lets the circle fade, the toads will eat all the mushrooms. That's what they're all sitting out there waiting for the spell to fade, so they can take them all down.
They know a free meal when they see one.
But yeah, they know how to prevent those creatures from getting into certain areas, but they don't know much about their origin or anything like that. She's limited to where she can spore, and so she's barred off all the areas that she was able. There are some additional areas down there that might hold more information, including the other wooden barrier that you all found. So if you go back down there, you can get deeper into the mines from there.
It looks like that we're gonna have to end up going spelunking again.
Yeah.
Fine
It's
spelunk.
Maybe I could make us charms out of her recipe so that we can have like personal protection, sort of.
Sure.
So I don't want to go into the mines without any protection whatsoever.
Yeah. You
We just put it on like sunscreen.
Yes.
so she doesn't have any further requests of you all. And will bid you farewell.
That's
Okay.
a
Unless
load
you
of the
have
whiskey.
some more questions for her.
If we need to get in contact with her, how can we do that?
You can speak into any mushroom circle that you find out in the woods here, and she'll hear it.
Okay.
Or
That's
we
a good
do that thing with a blade of grass between your pants.
She says, "Oh, if only I could hear the plants talk like that. That would be wonderful. But luckily, I can make little areas like this my temporary home, and I can hear everything that happens in them. So that includes here. As long as these mushrooms are here, you can speak to her, and she'll hear you."
Okay, that's useful. Like we have to know how to get in contact with you.
And she could make some proper introductions of you to some of the rest of Hollow Mite and see if anybody else can be of more use to you.
Yeah, that sounds fun.
Yeah. Oh, what was her name? Did we get her name?
No, you didn't, because I lost my name sheet. Good feminine mushroom witch name. How about
Fennel?
Amida?
What?
Amida? Amita?
Oh.
Chaturel.
Hmm?
Chaturel.
Oh yeah, that's a nice one.
Avatar's beautiful too.
She tips her mushroom cap to you. Ooh, we just got followed by Chaos Them. That's a great name.
Yeah.
Any particular contacts that any of you want to call on or to get more information or to assist you all with reconnaissance in the future? I know Harriet has a very interesting contact. Could come in handy.
Yeah,
You want to give them a call?
I think so.
Okay. Will you roll a fortune die?
Yeah, just
See sort of what condition they're in and everything.
We have to put a large light up on top of the farmhouse.
so just one die, right?
Is that a
Yep.
big fire?
Oh, that wasn't your die. That was Sailman's die from over there. Hey, same result. Good job. All right. You hear some racket in the rafters, and you can smell that your friend is already here.
Nice.
When you look up, you can see two bright eyes staring down at you from the rafters of the barn. Bigfoot, actually Harriet is a Sasquatch. So Harriet is Bigfoot themselves. But if you give the signal, they'll come down and join your merry little band.
I guess I'll just do like a wolf whistle.
Okay. All right. You all see from the rafters, effectively completely invisible to you. You see something that looks like a mix between a humanoid and an owl, with huge, almost insectoid eyes, leap down from the rafters and land directly in front of Harriet, who they give the biggest moth woman hug to.
Twins.
So, Mothman woman has arrived to assist. So
Gang.
able to give you some help if you take future action. Anyone else have anyone they need to call in to help?
I don't think my ally would help so much considering that they're a Mother Earth priest basically. So they have been appointed to speak directly to Mother Earth all the time.
Ah.
I reckon my Meemaw ain't much use for this. We need some home cooking.
Send you a pot roast in the mail.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
She's a tough old broad, but perhaps not suited for this sort of.
I mean, my ally is a moonshiner who probably hears a lot of talk.
They could definitely give you some information about the local area and anything that's changed over the last several years.
Or at least give us a jar of moonshine.
Exactly.
I don't know about giving anything, but
Like, I'll grow some magic mushrooms and trade it for 'em.
seeing as he distills fey fruit into moonshine, yeah.
Well, that's some fun moonshine.
The
That's
people here love it.
the really powerful stuff.
Bring that stuff back to Manhattan. We'll make it.
You make a fortune. Okay. Any idea about what you want to do for next time? Any ideas about direction or
Personally, I want to dig into that mine again. Now that we've been in contact a little bit more, we now have warding herbs and things that we can make into charms. Like,
Yeah.
I think we're a little bit better prepared.
Sure.
For sure.
Yeah. Okay, so some herbs and spices for some personal wards. And then
And yeah, I guess like in the meantime, I would grow those for us while we're getting prepared, and then maybe grow some bioluminescent plants that I can graft onto myself to take with us.
for a light source.
Yeah.
For a flashlight.
Yeah.
I think Harriet, with your empath abilities, I think you should be able to at least delve into the emotions that you read off of the dog, and maybe get some information, after the fact. You might be able to get a little bit more from the dog, and that might give you some insight into how to deal with it in the future.
Like kind of reflect on everything I felt, and now that I'm in a safe place and kind of
Yeah.
process everything. Okay.
Yeah, and I think if you want, you can remove those temporary traumas at this point,
Okay.
because
Might be good to remove claustrophobic if we're going
before you
back.
head back down.
Yeah.
And Levi, what about maybe making a charm out of your lasso, that using some of these herbs?
That is an idea. But I must admit, I am not all that canny with the craft. Ain't exactly my forte. I'm more about ripping things apart.
Yep. So we'll definitely make sure there's plenty for you to rip apart when we head down as well.
We could coat your
Yeehaw.
bullets in the sticky herbs.
Yeah, see what that does to them.
I'm also wondering, since I have snake root kiss, if I can somehow create a toxin based off of these protection herbs to use against them. If I can like develop that, and obviously that would have to be something I would use in the moment,
Sure.
but is that possible that I've developed, like I could figure out which toxin to use against them from these herbs?
Yeah, I think that makes sense.
You could like
Especially
blow the
if
spores or something out. That'd be kind of cool.
especially if Rian is doing making most of the charms, that would definitely give you enough time to work on something like that. Yeah.
I would also like to try to figure out who these people are on this list that have taken control of
Yeah,
mine.
for sure. You can recognize any of those names, or
Is that
find out.
bastard Hudson on there?
Hudson? Is that one of your
Atticus Hudson.
is that one of your personal, or
He's my rival. He's a cold magnet.
yeah, definitely is on there.
I have to shoot him.
Yeah, you have a bullet for him too.
Name on it.
All right. Well, I think that is enough information to get us into the next undertaking at the beginning of next session. So let everyone know where they can find us. We'll start with Anya.
Yeah, you can find me on Twitter at Anya T. Moore. You can find me on Instagram at Menagerie Nest. And I will be here on Fridays playing Animal Crossing. It's a super fun time.
Azelwyn?
You can find me as Aylwin everywhere, including here on Twitch. Goddess is Aylwin on TikTok though. Let's see, every Tuesday I'm here, and every Wednesday, Friday, or sorry, not Friday, every Wednesday, Sunday I'm doing a fun Sims thing, and I have something planned coming up for everybody. If you do like the characters in this coven, so that's something to look out for. But yeah, generally I'm up to creative stuff, and if you follow me, you'll find it.
Awesome. Megan?
I don't have my current links up yet for my personal stuff. So if you want to see any of the work that I do, I'm the photographer and editor of Morningstar. We upload new content every Friday, occasionally post on midweeks of regularly used content, but you can check out any of the links that Morningstar says, and you can check out any of our work.
All right, Morningstar.
Yes, I am Morningstar, as previously mentioned. And if you want to see my beautiful self in fabulous outfits, edited to pristine masterpieces, then you can come and find me at the Scytherian on Facebook, or the_Scytherian on Twitter or Instagram. We have something special this week, but we have something special every week, so it's really not worth announcing that.
Awesome. And Anya and I are the co-creators of Children of Midnight Coven, and you can find that and all of our other information, yeah, me as well, at our link tree, which I have just put into the chat. We have a merch store, and we have the game available for free. So the links are all in that link tree, as well as to all our social medias. I will probably be adding everybody here's social medias to our link tree as well, just so that it's all out there, so we can. Oh, thank you for this many cats. Yeah. So I will not be doing my GMing from the ground up tomorrow. I will be doing that every 2 weeks. If you are interested in being a part of the one shot, or well, actually, it'll probably be more than a one shot. It might be a 5-shot. Go to our Discord and you can sign up there. And if you follow along with our GMing from the ground up series, you can actually be a part of the game that I will run, that everybody that graduates from the class will run. So we're going to do a round robin style little mini campaign based off of what we do in that class. So if you need to go back and rewatch or watch it, the first episode is on YouTube. GMing from the ground up, it's on the Balsamic Games YouTube channel.
And I have to say the little bit of world building we did in the last episode is very exciting. Like I am super stoked to play this game whenever we get to do it.
Yeah, and everybody that graduates the class can, if they choose to, can GM one episode. So we might have, let's see, I think it was Isabella DeClan was one of the people that was very interested in running a game. So she might run the first session, and then someone else would run the second session, and then I will probably run the final session. And they won't be streamed, so you have to be a member of the Discord if you want to have any chance of being able to watch along with us as we do that. But yeah.
Oh, and we're going to try to do a movie night this weekend. For
yes.
real.
We're going to be streaming Hellbender in our Discord. Hellbender is amazing. It very much fits into the world of Children of Midnight Coven. If you want to know what it's like to play a Baba in this game, watch Hellbender. They are a family of Babas, and they are freaking fantastic.
The scariest Babas ever.
And it's the kind of energy that I want to see in our games. It's fantastic, and I'm really excited to watch that with all of you. So we'll talk about that again on Friday during Anya's stream. But yeah, everybody that has not, check out the Cytherian and Azelwyn. And yeah, we will see you all next week. Sorry this was a slightly shorter than usual episode. I think I got thrown off by all the technical issues we were having, and sort of lost my train of thought as to where we were going to go for the rest of the evening. So, yeah. But yeah, everybody have a wonderful night, and we hope to see you again very, very soon.